First, conduct a gratitude assessment. In this episode, we are going to address the question, how to turn a negative experience into a positive outcome. And this is the first of 7 steps. Get ready. This is extremely valuable because we all go through negative experiences in life, right? So I'm Doug Andrew, and I've helped many individuals, families, businesses transform their lives, not just financially, because I've primarily been viewed as a financial strategist, but also helping families teach responsibility and accountability to their children, their grandchildren, to their employees. And I realized years ago that I was asked so many times, Doug, how did you and your wife, we have 6 children and now 20 grandchildren, how did you teach those that you love, that you care about, how to handle the curveballs in life that life throws at you, the negative experiences, and how did you overcome them? Because we all experience them. So get ready. I'm going to show you 7 steps. This episode is the first of 7 steps that teaches you how to take any negative experience and transform it into a positive outcome. Here we go. So years ago, I was actually inspired by my friend and good coach, Dan Sullivan, to write down my unique process on how I would handle a negative experience in life and turn it into a positive outcome. And I'll give you a few stories and examples as we go through these 7 steps. But I created a 20-page document, a white paper, going through the 7 steps that I began to develop and employ, and I've tweaked them through the years that help you transform any negative experience into this positive outcome at the end of the day. So we're going to take these one step at a time. This first step, sometimes people go, oh really? Is that what you do when you've had a bad thing happen to you? Yes. Do not skip this one. It's what we call a gratitude assessment, and you cannot read what's on the screen here. I'm just going to show you that I give an explanation of what I'm talking about, because I'm going to show you how you can get a copy of this 20-page document, okay? So as I go through and explain this, sometimes we have to get out of ourselves and the victim mentality and look at what we're grateful for in life. And so there's 2 tools that I developed to help those that I care about think about what's going right in their life and to be grateful. The first one is called the Appreciation Accelerator. And so it looks like this. It's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I'm going to gift you a copy of my most recent book that talks about this at the end of this episode, and you'll be able to have access to 20 different tools like this one. So just listen and watch, hear what I'm saying. What I'd like to do is write down 3 positive accomplishments that I've had in the last day, the last week, the last year, and I write them down, and then appreciate has actually 3 different meanings. Naturally, it means you're grateful. The word appreciate means you're grateful. It's gratitude. But it also, in real estate, means what? It goes up in value. So you want to appreciate something by having it go up in value. But if I were to tell you that my wife was in the hospital and nearly passed away 3 times and so forth, which is true, and you were to say, oh, wow, and you related to somebody in your family who nearly passed on because of health issues, you would come up and say, I really appreciate what you've gone through. See, now you're using appreciate to fully understand, to be empathetic. You got it? So in this exercise, you write down 3 accomplishments that you want to appreciate. And how did you show gratitude? How did it increase value for you and others? And how did that help you more fully understand? This is very critical because you're getting out of just in that victim mentality, poor little me, everything goes wrong with me. Why did this happen? Why did I get hit by a car and now I can't play football this year or whatever? And so as you go through this, many times I will put down something in the financial category, the foundational or the intellectual category. These are the 3 dimensions of what I call authentic wealth. Hence, This channel is called Three-Dimensional Wealth. So, by the way, if this is already intriguing you, I would recommend you subscribe. Click the little bell so you'll be notified, because I post an in-depth answer to a question almost on a daily basis on this channel. It's free. And then at the end, I want to gift you a copy of a book that will help you understand how to do this. So when I fill out the Appreciation Accelerator, what I'm doing is putting down why I'm grateful for the experiences. And I'm putting down any other challenges, and I'm thinking through the gratitude and the appreciation, and how did this increase value in my life? And as you go through and fill this out, all of a sudden, you're not worrying about yourself anymore. You're thinking about what you're grateful for. And again, how is this going to help you fully understand others in similar situations so you can lift them up? The only way to lift others up is to be on higher ground, and you need to understand with empathy, fully understand what they're going through. You begin to get out of yourself, so to speak, okay? That's the Appreciation Accelerator. The other that I love is called the Gratitude Amplifier. Now, the Gratitude Amplifier is one of our favorite exercises we do at Thanksgiving every year with all of our children and grandchildren. There's more than 30 of us there when we have Thanksgiving dinner. But I've done it with troubled youth at the Crisis Center, and the counselors are shocked. The parents that come when we have this etiquette dinner, because some of these youth have never even eaten out at a restaurant before, and we teach etiquette. And one of my favorite exercises in the month of November, because we usually think of gratitude, is this. It's called the Gratitude Amplifier. And you can hear a pin drop as we go around, as these youth who have been focused a lot on their problems begin to look at what they're actually grateful for. And so I'm going to take you through this step by step and help you understand how you can do this to amplify your gratitude. So it's a very simple form. We have 3 columns, and you write down those things that you're grateful for. Now, a lot of times when I'm talking to troubled youth and they're depressed, they don't think of anything that they're grateful for, so I give them categories. So many times I'll say, well, write down a living person you're grateful for, a person who has died. A physical ability you're grateful for, material possession, something in nature, a place on earth, a modern day invention, a particular food, your home or place of abode. Some of them don't have a home, they're homeless. God, the universe, or a higher power. And all of a sudden they just start writing like crazy because I gave them some general categories. So as they begin to fill out the form, I put down here, what are you grateful for? And they begin to write down these things that they're grateful for based upon that list. What do I mean by amplify? As they write down what they're grateful for or who, over here I have them amplify why. Why are you grateful for that thing or that person? So then they begin to write, and these counselors and parents, they're like, I can't believe my daughter is writing down things like this. And they begin to write down why they're grateful and how they're going to show gratitude for that thing or that person. And they start writing down people, their grandparents or what have you. And so as they go down the list of who and what they're grateful for, they amplify why are they grateful and how are they going to show gratitude. And they usually have to have a date, like the end of Thanksgiving weekend if we do it in November, or the end of the year. When they get all done, this usually takes about 15 or 20 minutes. And like I say, you could hear a pin drop as they go through and do this. What I like to do with our family and with troubled youth, as they get their list all filled out, then we go around and everybody shares. I don't have them share everything. I have them circle 3. And we go around and share 3 things that we're grateful for, why, and how we're going to show gratitude. I've never had more tears shed than when we do this exercise, and it takes about 15 minutes, and then you go around and share. And so when you are going through a negative experience, the first step is to get your thinking cleared up and be grateful for what's going right, and be thinking of many things that you actually are truly grateful for, getting out of yourself. Does that make sense? So again, if this is intriguing you, I would recommend you watch the other 6 episodes in order, the steps, how to turn a negative experience into a positive outcome, because we've only covered step number 1. And if you would like a copy of this negative experience transformer, it's actually in a master class that I've recorded. It's called Entitlement Abolition, How to Lead Your Family, those you love, those you care about, from me to we. Okay, together we're better. And so Entitlement Abolition is one of my favorite books. It's 200 pages and it retails for, I think, $20. I will gift you a copy of this absolutely free. I'll pay for the book. If you contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling, I'll cover the rest of that cost and fire this out. There's also some options there to listen and learn or watch and learn, even an 18-hour masterclass that I recorded if you love to invest in learning these types of dynamic principles. So go to entitlementabolitionbook.com, entitlementabolitionbook.com, or click on the link below, and we'll see you in episode number 2, step number 2 on how to turn negative experiences into positive outcomes.